अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन। सो टाइटल देख के आप तो समझ ही गए होंगे कि व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट, व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्कस. सो to start with, let me make it very clear that learning English language or speaking English is not at all a piece of cake. It is going to be very tough, it's going to be very difficult, but not impossible. Remember, nothing is impossible. English language is very complex. It's very vast, talking about its grammar, its rules, its pronunciation, and whatnot. Keeping this thing in mind, that is the complexity of English language, every one of us might have said something in English, considering it right, considering it correct, but was actually not correct. For example, most of the people I have heard say, I am agree with you, which is totally incorrect. The correct way to say is, I agree with you. So, similarly, we say a lot of things in English which are not grammatically correct, or their pronunciation is not correct, but we are not aware of that, because of which we lag behind. Even those who we consider as English experts end up fumbling up and speaking incorrect English. Considering that it is not our mother tongue, most of the common mistakes are made because of transliteration. And transliteration means we think in our own language, in our mother tongue, in our native language, and then translate those thoughts into English. This is called transliteration, and this transliteration leads to these mistakes that we commit while speaking or while writing or reading English. Second reason is that we learn some words, some English words and some phrases without figuring out which situation these must be used in. So, like this, there are numerous other reasons that lead us doing mistakes while speaking English. In this video, I have listed some of the common mistakes made when it comes to speaking English. But before moving ahead, do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you are here for the first time. So let's get started then. The first mistake I am quoting here is using double negatives in a single sentence. For example, I did not do nothing. This sentence is totally wrong because we cannot have two negatives or more than one negatives in a single sentence. We hear many people saying this, especially on TV shows and movies, and we start to repeat the same words and same sentences and we start to replicate those. But what is wrong with it is that one cannot use two negatives in a single sentence. So the correct way to say it is, I did not do anything, or I did nothing, or I did not do anything. Only a single negative can be put into a single sentence. Remember that. Second mistake that most commonly is committed while speaking English is using good with a verb or any action. For example, she speaks good. This is not right way to say so. As with the actions or the verbs in English, well is more suited than good. And this holds for both speaking and writing. So to correct it, we may say she sings well, or she speaks well, or she writes well. So whenever we have a verb and we have to define it, never use good with it. Rather, you can use well. She speaks well. Third, using less with countable nouns. Remember, less is never used with countable nouns. You can use less for the nouns that are uncountable, that cannot be counted. For example, I will have less sugar, or I will have less milk in my coffee or tea. So milk or sugar, these are uncountable nouns. So here we can use less. But to say there were less people in the function, this is totally incorrect because people is a countable noun. So with countable nouns, we can use few rather than less. So you can say it in a way that there were few people in the function, not less. Okay. So less is used with uncountable nouns and few is used with countable nouns. I hope you get it. Another one is an confusion, article confusion, where to use where to use an. For example, people often say this is a office, this is a apple, which is not correct. So whenever you find a noun that starts with a vowel sound or a vowel, you can put an before it. For example, an apple, an orange. This is an office, this is an orange. So whenever you find a noun that starts with a consonant sound, use a with it. For example, this is a pen. This is a mobile phone. So a can be used with the nouns starting with consonants, and an can be used with the words or nouns starting with a vowel. But remember, the words that start with a consonant sound, but the consonant remains silent and the word itself gives the sound of a vowel, there we have to use an. For example, an honor. It was an honor to meet you, because H is silent, so O makes a vowel sound here. So we will use an. For example, I have only an hour left to reach the airport. So a is for consonant sounds, an is for vowel sounds. I hope it gets clear now. Next one is using myself as a subject pronoun. For example, myself Ayat, I am a teacher. We often say this. This is peculiar to Indians and their use of English language. We use myself as a subject pronoun while talking about ourselves, but it should be I instead of myself. For example, I am Ayat and I am a teacher, not myself. Next one is saying anyways instead of anyway. For example, anyways, let me know when the report is ready. Most of the Indians abundantly use anyways when we are trying to make a point or to wind up the conversation. We say anyways. But the correct word to use is anyway, because anyway is an adverb and adverbs are not plural. So it is anyway, not anyways. So to correct the above sentence, it may be written or spoken as anyway, let me know when the reports are ready. Another mistake, using only very liberally. For example, she was here at 9:30 only. Only in English is to be used when we have to convey that something is limited or is lesser in number, then we use only. Its use is prevalent, but still it is incorrect most of the times we use it. So if we have to say this sentence, we will say it like this. She got here at 9:30, not only. So only is not used in such situations. Next one, me used to start a sentence. Example, me and my friends are going to watch a movie. Remember, me is not a subject or the doer of the action. It is an object or the receiver of the action in English. To be precise, you should use I instead of me when you have to convey that you did something. And when used with other people, it should be put in the second place. For example, my friends and I are going to watch a movie. Not me or I in the first place. We should use I, that too, in the second place when we are talking about other people related to us. So my friends and I are going to watch a movie tonight. Another one is getting confused between watch and see. These two might sound similar but are totally different from each other. So see means to notice something or to become aware of something or someone. But watch is used when you look at something for an amount of time and you pay attention to what is happening or what is going on. For example, I watch a movie every Saturday. So when you watch a movie or when you watch any other TV show or any other video clip, you pay attention to what is being done in the video or what is being said in that video or what is being shown in that movie. So when you pay attention to something, when you look at it, you watch it. But when you just notice and become aware of something happening around or someone moving around, this is called to see. I see a man, I can see a man walking by, but I watch television. Okay, this was a difference between watch and see. So never make this mistake ever again. Another one, and maybe the last of this list, is using prepone as the opposite of postpone. For example, the meeting was postponed to 4 p.m. Remember, prepone is a strange word which we have devised for our convenience, for our requirements, because we feel that it is the opposite of postpone, but it is not. The correct word to use instead of prepone or the opposite of postpone is advanced. For example, the meeting was advanced to 4 p.m. So do not use prepone just because it sounds like it is the opposite of postpone. Use advanced. The meeting was advanced, the exams were advanced, or other examples. So to sum it up, the common errors and mistakes are many and numerous, but this should not stop us from learning the language itself. So keep practicing, keep speaking, keep making mistakes and learn from those mistakes. And trust me, you are not far from the day when you master the language, whether it is English or some other language. Nothing is impossible. Just have faith in yourself and work hard to achieve what you dream of. So this was about it. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like, comment and share this video, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you were here for the first time. Allah Hafiz, take good care of yourself.